On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Want to raise that standard for his daughter. But I find myself conflicted because I'm in a space with just giving her the foundational tool, right, and supplementing what her mother is doing while also remaining the example for her. So that's my perspective. I don't see nothing wrong with what he's doing. In a family, in wealthy families, like I said on another show, you think about Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner, right? On paper, that makes absolute sense. People do it all the time. Ivanka was groomed to be Jared Kushner's wife, right? So we see wealthy families marry all the time. We see families who care about their name, right? Advance their legacy and their agenda all the time. So I have absolutely no problem with how he's going about raising his seed. And I think most men, if they had the resources, would absolutely probably move the same way.
You don't. That's true.
So what are we talking about?
What I'm
How
saying.
can you support your argument when you're not even a representation of the thing that you're advocating for people to do?
First of all, I don't really subscribe to the corporate track. I'm working right now. I'm in a plan. Right. This has a means to an end. I don't plan to be working in sales forever. This is particularly for gaining revenue for the things that I'm pursuing in the future. So I think that that's okay. If you're like a person that climbs a corporate ladder, like whatever you're doing at 30 is what you're going to be doing at 60, maybe. But that's not me, because that's not my plan to be here working in sales for the next 10 years. I'm definitely not doing that. I'm actually on schedule for the plan that I set out for.
But see, in a previous show, you said that your plan was to spend more time being focused on doing exactly what it is that you're doing and expanding the company business.
That's correct. And so working in sales, another thing that I found
is I listen, like I got a good memory. I'm just not that smart.
No, that is correct, because working in sales allows you to have the free time to do whatever it is that you want to do. You don't have to show up at 9 a.m. You don't have to show up at 5. You don't have to be anywhere at a particular time versus when you're working in-house. You need to be in your office at 9. You have meetings you can't leave until 5. When you work in sales, you just float around the market. You can do whatever you want.
You're your own boss.
This free time allows me to do the things that I need to do for my personal future goals and for my family business, which is how I'm able to do whatever I need to do throughout the day. If I meet someone at Starbucks and I think that they're a great candidate and I want to refer them to my family business, and doing that. But that is like why I'm in the role right now, has has a purpose, and it's actually fulfilling that purpose.
So are you only doing this sales position now?
Yeah.
Not the journal. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just transitioned to this position 2.5 years ago. But I was in-house.
I thought you were doing both.
No, I was in-house doing media directly for the corporation prior to transitioning to the sales team.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. But I transitioned to the sales team because I like the flexibility. I don't got to be
up
nowhere at no time. Yeah. I can make more money. There's no ceiling. I can do other things for my career, whatever I want to do, for stuff for my family business. My mom needs me to call me, hey, Kayla, I can do that and still make the same amount of money, if not more, by working in-house. And that's why some salespeople are some of the most successful people in America, because sales is beautiful.
So do you think your journalism degree is a waste? Do you think your journalism degree was a waste because you didn't need that degree to get into sales with your parents? I think that's what Anton is saying, because your parents was already there. You didn't need that degree to get into business with your parents. I think that's what he was saying. I don't know.
Right. But my parents... Okay, so I understand what you're saying, but like the beginning of my career, I had an amazing time, like getting this journalism degree, going to Howard, working with the people at that school is how I secured the position at Radio 1, TV 1, working for them, working for Discovery Channel. A lot of the dreams that I had, I fulfilled. You know what I mean? Being a dancer, danced with the Rockettes, have been on tour, danced with major artists. I fulfilled that. Working in journalism, working with media, doing interviews with huge artists, doing voiceover for Panera, for McDonald's, I've done a lot of the things that I wanted to do. And now I'm transitioning to do something else that I want to do.
To be continued. Thank you, Kayla, for
I'm about to hire you, Kayla. Shit.
You sure can.
Doing it all, goddamn it. Shit. I'm taking notes.
I know we got a time that we're trying to hit today.
We have guests on the show, so I don't want to take
I definitely want to do a little bit more digging, but we'll get to that later. We got all
final thoughts though.
you said you had already fulfilled most of your dreams. Do you feel like overall that was good? I mean, I'm sure you felt like it was good for you and fulfilling for you in the long run for some reason or other. I guess that's probably what my point is. My question is, like, what's your passion now? Like, what is it that you're trying to follow now? And do you feel like following your dreams before is leading you into whatever your ultimate dream is going to be or your ultimate purpose or passion, Kayla?
Yeah, a lot of the experience I learned working directly in media is how I'm able to be a great salesperson because I have direct knowledge. I've been in these situations. I can tell them, hey, when I worked for so and so and I was doing so and so, this is what happened. This is the data. I can pull up a case, and it's just like I set up the yes. This makes sense to you. Yes, this makes sense to you. At the end, why would there be a no for the sale? I get the sale. Close
So
it.
your passion
The
to
more
be a great.
information and experience
All
you
right, all right.
have,
So
the
that's your
better you
last
are
question.
able to communicate
Oh,
with the people.
I don't. I'm sorry. I didn't even want that to be my last question. To be honest, I still was more interested in hearing like what the guys had to say as far as what you guys would take from what Anton's doing with raising his daughter. Is it things that you guys between Rilla and Jr. Is there things in that you would appreciate and would want to do with your daughters? And then is there things that you disagree with as far as him because you guys didn't really give much input as that, and you guys have daughters. I don't think Kay went neither, but I don't know. In interest of time, that was really something I was trying to get to.
You want to go first, Real, or me?
Yeah, I kind of did speak on it. I was saying that I was conflicted because Anton was speaking more. So, also understand that from a socioeconomic perspective, Anton and I are at two different levels currently. So I understand exactly what it is that he's trying to do. What I interjected with, what I'm challenged with, is that for me and a lot of other people in my situation, we're just trying to stop the generational curse. Right. So how he's raising his daughter with structure and specificity and intentionality, like I understand that. And absolutely any man would want that for his daughter. Any man would want to raise that standard for his daughter. But I find myself conflicted because I'm in the space with just giving her the foundational tool, right, and supplementing what her mother is doing while also remaining the example for her. So that's my perspective. I don't see nothing wrong with what he's doing. In a family, in wealthy families, like I said on another show, you think about Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner, right? On paper, that makes absolute sense. People do it all the time. Ivanka was groomed to be Jared Kushner's wife, right? So we see wealthy families marry all the time. We see families who care about their name, right? Advance their legacy and their agenda all the time. So I have absolutely no problem with how he's going about raising his seed. And I think most men, if they had the resources, would absolutely probably move the same way.